What's up guys, today I'm back with a video about resin marbling. As you can see, two-tone printing. So you got two colors in the one tank and you get these kind of unusual effects. Obviously where it's doing its first business you get some funky results, but I'm not bothered about that. I like the fact that you got something a little bit more unusual. I'll show you something else here. So with the face you've got this one, so you've got more, let's say, purple on that side, more red on that side. You've got some funky streaks as well, and that's a kind of just a bit more interesting look than your bog standard straight resin. Here's some other ones. It looks almost like, I call it marbling because it looks like marble or kind of a natural rock style formation. Maybe not the back, but either way it's a little bit of fun, something different to do. Here we go. This one's kind of very dark, but you can still see the kind of lines there. This one came out quite cool actually, really kind of a two-tone. So there you have it, you got your different printouts. Really high success rate of printing. Only one time it kind of failed on me, and that's probably because it's really cold here and the resin was really cold and didn't want to stick. Okay, so now if you want to get something like this and get kind of two-tone patterns or whatever in there, then what you're going to need to do is essentially fill the tank up with whatever colour you want at the start. It really doesn't matter as long as it's not different to the two colours, because you're going to be polluting them obviously because it involves a tray swap. So obviously for this one I've chosen, it's been printed like that. So essentially upside down like that, it's going to be printed like that. You can see here I've got the red and the purple. So I've got red and purple, red on that side, purple on that side. And my beginning colour I think was red. So the whole vat was full of red. Not much, I think maybe 5 milliliters just to cover the base, or cover enough to print the supports. And as soon as it stopped printing by layer 100, which is when the model starts printing, I would take that vat out and swap it for another vat, which I'll show you what I've done. I've basically delicately poured in purple on this side and red on that side at the same time until they meet. And remember, do not go pouring more liquid than 5 milliliters, because that's how much the build plate has been raised by, and you do not want the whole build plate touching the entire surface, because it's just going to mix it all together immediately and you won't get a divide. You'll just get kind of like a solid mixed colour like that, because it mixes it far too much from the beginning and you won't get the variation you want. So that's pretty much all there is to it. Obviously I'm in England. I didn't have any failures. I printed pretty much whatever, just poured it in, didn't heat it up, because if you heat it up again the resin gets a bit too runny and it just starts running into each other really quickly. So you want to keep it around, in my opinion, about 15 degrees Celsius, if that makes sense. I don't know, but again, it depends what you can get away with. So obviously humidity and temperature and everything matters, so experiment what you can get away with. I know in my garage I can get away with about 15, it's alright. But basically that's about it. So first you fill up your tray, print 5 mm or the 5 millimeters of support or more, or whatever if you want. And then after you've done that, take it out, swap it around for your vat that you've carefully divided the mixture in half with, and resume the print. And as long as the whole build plate doesn't go into it and start mixing together, you're going to get an interesting print. And that's pretty much it. I will say that for this one here, as you can see, it's really varied. What I did was I poured the divide in horizontally, and then I went like this in the mixture, kind of like when people do their nails and kind of mix the nail polishes together. So it did do a little bit more crazy than normal, but I kind of like it. And these are also they're thermochromic. So these are two thermochromic colors mixed together, and same as this one. So one goes blue, one goes white. This one, in fact, is photochromic and thermochromic mixed together. So it's another indicator of how easy these prints are to get out. They really don't fail very easily. You can mix any colors with any colors. These are all mixed into white, Elegoo water washable. So I've had no prints split on me either, because I've read a lot of kind of complaints that water washable splits. However, this is the one before they changed the formula. So if you're using new water washable, I really can't tell. This is the old water washable from maybe a couple of months back before the split. So this is from, I think, 2001, 2021 I mean. So yeah, this isn't really like soft or whatever, they are quite hard. But that's about it. So here we've got like a classic crazy mix is what I call it. This is like thermochromic and photochromic in the same vat, kind of mixed up, and I printed this one from a red vat base, so I did get a little bit of spill there, as you can see, and it is slightly tinged in the pink because it mixed. But basically this one will go pink if I heat it up, and it's going to go white if it'll go pink if I put a UV light on it, and it'll go white if I heat it up. This is all nicely and heated up, as you can see. So it looks like just a white skull, right? But that's just the black pigment kind of heated out. And the thermochromic, if you want to see what the result of the thermochromic pigment is, then I hit that light, and as you can see, it's gone red as well. So I just thought I'd show you that this one will color change even without heating it up. So because the kind of mixtures kind of, I don't know, they interfere with each other quite a lot. So as you can see, that's still it's quite red even when it's not gone all white. There is just something cool about these kind of thermochromic resins. They got this kind of weird, like, I don't know if you know, SSS shader style look to them. They just got this kind of, I don't know, skin-like color. They're like, the light almost goes through it a touch, just like human skin, but not all the way, and just makes it seem like almost alive. Very cool. This one here, I use my hairdryer because it's quicker. This is red and white, but at the end of the day, the kind of purple, which goes blue, does overpower the red. But there is a slight kind of change. I'm still not fussed. I still think it looks really cool. I'm really happy with the result. I think it looks nice afterwards as well. So yeah, there you go. Thermochromic mixed with other thermochromic, thermochromic mixed with photochromic, non-photochromic, whatever. Everything mixes just fine. So to those of you who don't mix resins or are worried about obsessively cleaning your tanks when another resin's in there, I wouldn't really worry too much about it. Now this is my final one. As you can see, you know, even with printing something tiny with this stuff, the quality is even there. This one's hyper reactive because it's tiny and it's very thin. Sorry, I've kind of been partying too much, I lost my voice a bit. But yeah, this one was half red and half green, and when it glows really, really bright, when the heat hits it, it goes, I think, neon green, and obviously somehow the neon green mixed with the red, which goes white, goes like a neon orange or yellow, neon fluorescent yellow kind of color. But yeah, this one came out wicked. This one, what I did with this one was I essentially divided the tank into two, but I printed one in the entire green section and another one in the entire red section, and expected the mix to gradually change over time. And unfortunately it's pretty cold in my garage, and the red one didn't come out because I had poured it back into a cold container, and the green one had been sat in my garage for a long time, so I was paranoid about it from the start, so I already warmed that one up. So unfortunately you do need to make sure that your temperatures are good. So yeah, just to show you again, this one changes so quickly. It's like the whole thing will go orange now. The more I touch it, the whole thing's just going to go bright orange because it's so reactive. Let me just refocus to the front. There you go. It's just like crazy bright. And obviously where it's thin, like around the mouth area, stuff like that, that stuff also changes pretty much instantly. So there you go. That's just like a little video. I thought I'd show you this at the end. I just did this one right at the end. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the result of that one. That one came out pretty cool. Alright, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've learned anything or kind of get any ideas, inspiration, then hit the like button and subscribe. And in the meantime, I've got a couple of other experiments to go on with. Yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. Okay, take it easy. Bye. Now, if anything else, this kind of there's been like a long kind of dispute about putting PFDE lube onto the vat itself, to kind of improve adhesion or to kind of stop your print from sticking to the FEP. And I think this kind of is an indicator of the fact that you don't need to do that at all. I mean, I didn't put any PFDE on any of my trays. I've been tray swapping, doing all sorts of crazy experiments, swapping resins, mixing resins, everything, and I've had no problems. So fair enough if you're one of these people who supports kind of putting PFDE lube or whatever on your FEP, that's fine. But in my honest opinion, I think it's completely pointless, and you're just essentially wasting your own time, because you don't need it at all. As you can see here, you know, completely different colors often, and here on this one I even started with a completely different color as well. So this had 3 colors in the damn beginning, and I didn't have any PFD on any of it. So I just thought I'd throw that in the end, because I think that's still hovering around, and loads of people seem to think that you need to do it, or some people think you don't. In my honest opinion, and from practice and from seriously messing around with different resins and all kind of combinations and concoctions, is that you don't need it. I did try it at one point thinking, you know, it improved, but when I took it off it didn't make any difference. So I just thought I'd throw that in. I expect a lot of negative comments about that, but seriously, it's my honest, you're wasting your time, man. Alright, see you later.